O'clock newscast tonight. Basically, during the broadcast, he said that he's received a lot of hate mail because of his skin color. He's got some of these letters framed in his office, and he believes that racism especially against black politicians, is alive and well.
We asked Congressman Clyburn whether or not, after hearing the statement from the White House where President Barack Obama said that he did not feel like Joe Wilson's comment was racially motivated, if he felt like it was still a racist statement, to which Congressman Clyburn said yes, that in part is what led up to his statement. So we're going to turn things back over to our panel, and we're going to start with you, Dean Bierbauer. With that said, the White House says today, President Barack Obama says, I don't think what Joe Wilson said was based upon racism. Can we still call it racism when the president says it's not?
Some people can, because people are calling it racism. President Obama cannot call it racism because that will bog down the debate, that will kill health care. He will get stuck on this issue and never get out of the morass that entails, because then you're getting into this whole racial debate. And the issue again started as health care. Is there a racial component to health care? Sure. What was it that Joe Wilson was fussing about in the first place? It was the issue of, are we going to pay for illegal immigrants? What is that? That's a racist issue, whether they are black or Latino or Asian, wherever they may come from. So we can't pull it out, and yet we need to be able to distinguish between what is the health care debate and what is this distraction that has arisen and unfortunately is pervasive enough, and almost, if you want to find it, it's there, you can find it.
Now, Adam, I know a lot of Republicans, a lot of conservatives like to point out that the President Bush, was booed and heckled, so to say, back in 2005. Nobody was admonished then. Is there a double standard among the Republicans? Think there's a double standard out there right now?
I think there is a double standard. You did not see a resolution of disapproval for Nancy Pelosi calling the CIA liars or for Charlie Rangel's corruption, but you saw one for Joe Wilson's interruption.
Oh, and we're talking too about the President, George Bush, when in 2005 during the State of the Union there were boos, hisses during the address. And we've heard from them online and other messages that they believe there's a double standard here, that Joe Wilson is admonished, but 4 years ago this didn't happen.
Because 4 years ago we were concerned about bigger issues than just petty partisan politics on the floor of Congress. And right now, let's talk about health care. Let's talk about why Joe Wilson said you lie. Let's talk about the fact that we do not need government-run health care. Let's talk about the fact that the government paying for abortions or paying for health care for illegal aliens is a simple waste of our tax dollars. Right now, we are in a national debt of over $11.8 trillion. In the 4 hours that Congress spent yesterday talking about Joe Wilson's outburst, they spent nearly $1 billion in deficit spending. These are real issues that we should be talking about.
No, those issues are not in the package. And the journalist in me says that's not accurate. If you're asserting that abortion funding is in there or funding for immigrants is in there, so that's not what was at
they've been in different proposals. There's not a plan the White House actually put out. If there was a sign during part of the president's speech with another Republican congressman holding up a sign that said what bill.
So with that said, because you just said that, another Republican holding up a sign that said what bill, why did Joe Wilson say you lie if there is no bill? And that's a question I'm asking you, because I've been asked by a number of viewers that same question.
And Congressman Wilson has apologized to President Obama. He's apologized.
Adam, I got to hold you to and answer the question, Adam.
He's apologized to President Obama, and also...
Why is it the you lie statement if there's the what bill in the where's the disconnect?
Darcy, I should be asking you that. As a journalist, which one you're covering, but at the same time, Congressman Wilson went against Emily Post and against rules of decorum and so forth and so on, and he's apologized for that. But let's talk about that, about the bill. Let's talk about the proposals out there, and let's talk about the Tea Parties, and let's talk about also the frustration at town hall meetings.
We're going to have to take another quick break. We'll have a great conversation.